It's 2024 and we're still catfishing for real. Let's talk about it. Welcome back or welcome to Uncle ABL, and in today's video, we're talking about catfishing. That's right. It's 2024 and that practice is still going on. Now, in case you don't quite know what I'm talking about or you need some context, let me give it to you. Catfishing is when people are online dating and they use fake pictures or misleading pictures. And here are a couple of examples. Somebody may use pictures of a guy or a girl who they are not. It could be a guy masquerading as a woman or vice versa. That is one part of it. The other part is when someone uses misleading pictures. It's them, but it's a little bit different. It's an older picture. Maybe they were a few pounds lighter. It's just, maybe they were more in shape. It's them, but it's not quite them. The person you see when they show up is not going to really look too much like that picture, although it could be them. Now, there's obvious ways to completely defeat all this and not get catfished. I'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. But first things first, I want to play this video that's kind of going all over the place of a young lady who apparently is being called a catfish. There's actually a lot I want to say. I don't really think she catfished necessarily. I think she looked exactly the way she looked in the pictures or the videos or whatever. I just think that some people think that it's not quite the same as the person that showed up. For me, just having experience dealing with stuff like this, it wasn't really a big jump. But to a lot of other people, they were like, man, this is kind of crazy. What's going on? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a video. I'm going to let her talk, and then we're going to see some pictures and everything else. So I'll probably stop it at certain points to give my 2 cents. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it. Okay, this is a video. It has some sound, but I'm going to put the sound right now. It's just music. So that's her. You can kind of see how she looks. Okay, that's her kind of glammed up. And then that's her right there. Okay, now, before she starts talking, I'm going to just play that back. I'm going to run that back one more time so you're able to see how she looked. And I guess you would say the glam shots versus how she looks right there in the regular shot. Now, okay, we got some makeup, might even be some filters, all this and that, and the third, hair done, and then that's her just kind of chilling, about to go to work or whatever the case may be. All right. Now, I'm going to give my opinion about what's happening here in a minute, so let's just check this out.
Guys, I just finished my date, and I am so embarrassed. I'm not going to cry here. I'm not going to cry. I'm sorry, guys. I just had to clean myself up a little bit. He came, and so the whole thing is we went to this restaurant he wanted to go to, and it was a little too expensive, but I don't know, I asked my sister for money. So we went. I had this dress on, and I changed because I just had this dress on and everything. And I had my hair out. Guys, I cut it, but it wasn't like this. I had it parted a little bit. And so I went in, and he was like looking around like, oh, like he was looking for somebody else. And I was like, okay. I'm like, hey, I'm Tia. And then he was like, Tia? I'm like, yeah, it's for me, from Be Okay.
Let's pause right there. Okay, first of all, Be Okay. That's a dating app. I have signed up for that just to check it out. I never actually spoke to anybody on there. I was just curious to see the pool of women that's on there. And yeah, it's not really good. Be Okay. It's like a black dating app, but no, it's not really a good pool of women. If you want black women, you can go to a regular dating site. You don't got to go to that one. It wasn't good at all. So that was a guy's first mistake going on a place like Be Okay. Okay. And let's continue.
And then he was like looking confused, and he told me to sit down. So I sat down, I smiled, and he didn't smile back at me. And then he was like, I don't look like my pictures. I do look like my pictures. I don't Photoshop anything. I tell everything how it is. I'm going to insert at the end of the video the picture I put in. And he was like, just being so quiet through the meal and all that. He didn't even want to pay. I said, hey, I didn't bring my money with me. And then he eventually paid. And then now he sent me a request to pay for the food. And that's not, I just don't understand.
Now look, here's something. You could say that, well, she catfished me. The pictures didn't look like her. But If you don't want to go on the date, just from the beginning, when you see her, just walk away. Don't have the date and then be like, oh, I don't want to pay and send her a cash app. That's crazy. Okay. Either have the date or don't have the date. All right. You're not obligated to have the date. You could walk away from the very beginning and just have that be that. If that's what you want to do, if you feel like you've been catfished or whatever.
Understand why are men like this? Men are evil.
Okay, so that's that. And one thing I want to say, do not harass the young lady. Do not harass her. Okay, she's just telling you her story. Don't harass her at all. This is not to poke fun at her. This is really just a teaching moment. I love to teach on this channel to educate people about things. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, now that is how she showed up on the date right there on the bottom. And the pictures on the top, that's how she looked on the actual, on the app. If you ask me, she looks the same. The key difference is her hair and her makeup. She might be a little bit thinner right there, but not really. She is not thin in her pictures. The skin tone, the eyes, all of that is the same. She might be about 15 pounds heavier right here, maybe, and maybe not even that much. She looks, for me personally, she looks the same. If I was to match her on an app and she showed up like this, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty much the same. Look, for me, I'm not really into the BBWs. If you guys like it, hey, if you like it, I love it. That's fine. It's just not for me. So if I saw the picture up here, I'd be like, already, I could tell she's going to be a little bit of a bigger young lady. So I'm good off the rip. I'm not going to even pursue this any further. All right. So you can kind of tell what's going on automatically from the pictures. So if she shows up like this and you met her on BOK, I mean, what are you expecting? You expecting to get 2007 Rihanna? Like, I don't understand what you're trying to get. To me, I don't really see a big difference. The main thing is probably more makeup, maybe a filter or something like that. The hair is different, and she might be about 10 to 15 pounds heavier. But if she is already big in her pictures, you got to expect that when you see her, she's going to be bigger. And here's a way to just avoid all of that, because I like to be solution oriented. I'm not just poking fun and, complaining. Here's a obvious solution. We got phones, we got modern technology, the iPhone right here. FaceTime. It's simple. Okay, you got a number and y'all texting to communicate the date. Get her on FaceTime, talk for a few minutes. And really, because, guys like to do coffee dates. That's like a big thing on the internet now. Oh, take her on the coffee date is low investment. For me, I don't like coffee dates. I think it's a waste of time, because what you could get from her on the coffee date, you can do on the FaceTime, because you're doing a couple of things. The first thing, you're verifying identity. Are you who you say you are? Do you match your pictures? The second thing is, can we get along for a few minutes? Can we have a basic conversation? All right. Is there a language barrier? Like some basic questions that can be answered on the coffee date can be answered on the FaceTime, and it takes less time out of your day. Me, I'm a busy person. I don't have time to go on the coffee date, because think about it like this. How long will it take for you to actually get ready, to stop doing whatever you're doing during the day, and go to the actual place, find parking, have the date, come back, and get back into whatever you're doing? Let's say it might take you 30 minutes to get ready. Then you got to stop doing whatever you're doing. 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get to the spot. So you're already approaching 45 minutes. And then the coffee date, how long are you going to be there? 20 minutes, 30 minutes? And you probably won't do anything after that. It's just a little introduction. So already you are hour and 15, hour and 45. You might as well just quarter out 2 hours for the whole process of getting ready, going to the spot, having a date, and coming back. About an hour and a half to 2 hours, or a 10-minute FaceTime. You can achieve everything that you would do on the coffee date right there on the FaceTime. And you can avoid any kind of catfishing. And some girls are going to say, well, no, I don't want to do the FaceTime. Go ahead and go to the next, because why you don't want to do FaceTime? These girls be on the phone all day long anyway. FaceTime with their friends and family is fine. And if they don't have an iPhone, ain't no excuse. You can do Google Duo on the Android. You could do Snapchat. You could do Instagram. There's a lot of different ways to have a face chat. You could do WhatsApp. There's a lot of different ways. So it's no excuse. you can completely avoid all the catfishing. So to the guys out there that are getting catfish, you know, let's stop doing that. We don't got to do that. Have I been catfished? Not really, kind of, sort of. And when it happened, it was because I was taking the chance. I ain't do the FaceTime. I was just taking the risk. I might have been kind of bored. Like, okay, let's just, you know, throw the dice and see what I get. Okay, if I get with a whole Minotaur or something like that on the date, it's fine because I like to risk sometimes. One girl, it was her, but she showed up. She was like she looked a little bit different. And upon further examination, I realized that in her pictures, she was using Photoshop on her waist. So it was her, but not quite. Another girl, this was a while back. It was her, but it wasn't quite her. Like it might have been her sister's pictures. I've had that happen to me. And I'm going to tell you one more story before I close. It's not just a female, fooling men thing. Men do it too. Oh, yeah. A girl that I know told me a guy catfished her with my pictures. Yes. He catfished her with my pictures. They do a little coffee date, bar date, something like that, something light and easy. And she thinking it's going to be me that walks in. It's another guy that she already knows. And she's like, well, what's going on with these pictures? Who is that? She was like, and she said that he said, that guy's my assistant. And I had to use that because I got to be discreet online. It's like, really? I don't know who that guy was. I know one thing. I'm not anyone's assistant. I work 100% for ABL. So I don't know where he got that from. And I don't know why he took my pictures anyway. But yeah, those things happen. Men catfish women. Women catfish men. Men catfish men. Women catfish women. The best way to avoid it, definitely do the FaceTime. And if you don't have FaceTime, okay, you got Snapchat, we could do FaceTime on there. You got Instagram, we could do FaceTime on there. Google Duo. You can avoid all this modern technology. Don't get caught up like the man did who thought that he got catfish when in reality, he probably didn't. And that's pretty much all I got. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.